Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. So I had a couple of days to sleep on it, a couple of days to relax. And guess what? I'm cool. I'm relaxing. I'm okay. On to Chicago. The New York Giants face the Chicago Bears in Chicago. We wearing the color rush jerseys that are fire, the white with the Giants on the helmet. It's always a good thing. It's always a good thing to see the Giants on the helmet, even though we've been disgracing these jerseys. But never mind that. And I don't know if we ever won the color rush jerseys, but never mind that. I was looking at the injury report today. And to my surprise, Graham Gano was on the list again for a neck. Now you tell me how a kicker that does not do kickoffs, a kicker that is only there to kick field goals and extra points, you tell me how he hurts his neck. How? Make it make sense. When I say the man is falling apart, I mean the man is falling apart. Like, it's crazy because he's old. Like, he's old in football years. Like, what is he, 37 in football years is like 75. If we're gonna be honest here. And he's falling apart, man. If it ain't the hamstring, it's the groin. If it ain't the groin, now it's the neck. And the New York Giants are sitting here again for another week waiting to see what's going to happen with the kicker position. I can't believe it. I don't understand it. I refuse to understand it. But again, it is what it is. Good news today, though. Full participation from Daniel Bellinger. Full participation from Dane Belton. Happy to see Daniel Bellinger back. Can't wait to see him, in the game. We missed him last week. For sure we missed him. Outside that, the other guys that did not practice today, Poston and Debo did not practice. Here's my deal. Either you put him on the IR or you don't. What are we doing? I don't know if his knee is good or not, but he didn't practice all week last week. He didn't practice today. We'll see what happens if he's limited tomorrow. But to me, it feels like he's going to be out for a while now. Bo Collins on the injury list for a neck. Victor, is it Demukajay? He's out with a shoulder. We only got to see him for one game before he was out. Jermaine Illuminor did not practice with the pec. For me, that situation is kind of easy too. When it comes to Jermaine Illuminor, obviously he's one of those guys that I do want to re-sign. I do want to get a deal done with Jermaine Illuminor. It probably would have been way cheaper in the summer to get the extension done than it is waiting now. But also with him being hurt, again, did not practice today, it's more reps for Marcus Bowe. And Marcus Bowe, to me, in my opinion, he needs to get these reps from now to the end of the season because we need him to be ready for next year. We don't know what's going to happen in free agency. We're not sure what's going to happen in a draft, but we know right now that Marcus Bowe is on the team and he'll be here next year. We need to get him some reps because he's one of the top 5 offensive linemen on the team, and he's not even starting. And when you look at Greg Van Roten most likely is not going to be here. 1-year deal, 37 years old. It's time to go ahead and get Marcus Bowe in there. And then here's another thing that I would do. As soon as Jermaine Illuminor is healthy, I'm probably putting Marcus Bowe in at right guard just to get him comfortable, because if we're able to sign Jermaine Illuminor, that keeps him at right tackle. Why not get some experience for Marcus Bowe at right guard right now while it's still early? Chauncey Golston out with the neck. Like, what kind of signing was that, man? And I had high hopes for Chauncey Golston, and he can't stay healthy. Either he can't stay healthy or we can't use him. Big issues when it comes to that signing. Darius Mursal out with the ankle, did not practice. Is that something serious, more serious than we think it is? And then John Michael Schmitz just came back from the concussion. Now he's dealing with the shin. Schlotman had to come in for him, in the last game and finish out the game for him. So I don't know what's going on with that. When it comes to these New York Giants and looking at next year, there's a couple of positions, especially on that offensive line, that you're going to be looking at like, hey, it might be time to find that replacement for that guy. John Michael Schmitz is a young guy. He's actually having the best season that he's ever had since he's been here. And I would hope for him to get healthy. But again, you got to look. He's missing a lot of games throughout his career. Short career at that, too. So we'll see what happens with that. Thomas Fidone was limited practice today. He's dealing with a foot. Cordell Flott still in concussion protocol. He, hopefully we get him back. I'll tell you this right now. Bobby Okereke must throw a mean right hand. A right hand shoulder, whatever hit Cordell Flott. It's been 10 days now and you're still in concussion protocol. what we got going on here. I'm happy to see that Javon Holland was back for limited practice. Hopefully he can give it a go this week. That secondary is definitely missing him. Theo Johnson dealing with a shoulder. He was limited today. Nacho also limited today with an elbow. And then Drew Phillips limited with a calf. So the New York Giants are beat up. But it's that time of season right now where everybody is beat up. Nobody's really 100%. The difference is for the teams that are competitive, a lot of their players fight through these type of injuries. I say that respectfully because I don't know exactly what these guys are dealing with. I don't know what their pain tolerance is, stuff like that. For the guys that are really injured, then, you take care of yourself. For some of the bumps and bruises and soreness, again, if the New York Giants were competitive and pushing for the playoffs, a lot of these guys that you see sitting out and stuff like that, they most likely play when it comes to game day. But, man, nothing really to talk about when it comes to practice today, normal practice. Jackson Dart was at the podium today. They asked him a bunch of questions about his health. They asked him questions yesterday about, not yesterday, but they asked him questions about Brian Daboll and his job security. And I want to say this to the beat writers, man. I mess with a lot of these beat writers, man. Like, a lot of these beat writers are cool. They ask the right question. But sometimes, man, some of these questions are ridiculous. Asking Jackson Dart about Brian Daboll's job security and how much he might be responsible for Brian Daboll's job security is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. We need to stay away from questions like that. Now, what he can do, what we can ask Jackson Dart is, hey, we know you're super competitive. Shout out to Jackson Dart's father, man. Jackson Dart's father had probably one of the tweets of the day when he was talking about people complaining about his son not running out of bounds and dropping the shoulder and being super competitive. And he basically just fried the New York Giants fan base, like saying, well, my son is a winner. And I'm sorry if that loser mentality is not a part of him. And that's me, that's me taking his words and twisting them to, how I want to say them. But it's pretty much the same thing. Like, listen, my son is a winner. That's his competitive nature. Now, again, your son is a quarterback, sir. I love the attitude. I love the swag. I love the toughness. I need you around in every game. What Pop's saying Friday. You live to fight another day. Well, we need to live to fight another play for Jackson Dart. So just be smart. Slide and get out of bounds, man. Especially if you remember what you told us, Jackson Dart. You told us, man, if it ain't the first down, he ain't sliding. I understand, but, well, if it's a first down, if you already got the first, I need you to slide. I need you to get out of bounds, man. We need you throughout the rest of the season. We don't need you in that blue tent, and we don't need Brian Daboll having a conniption fit if you are in that blue tent. But, again, I think it's going to be it should be a good game. If everything goes right for the New York Giants, it should be a good game. I'm not saying that the New York Giants are going to win, because right now, the way that this defense is playing, I don't know who we can beat. It's crazy the difference that 2 games make or 3 games make, where you have all this confidence. You just beat the Philadelphia Eagles. You just fought, but then had a collapse with the Denver Broncos. It's crazy how you go from that feeling competitive to now you're at the bottom of the bottoms again, and you're already looking at mock drafts and looking at, who the next coach might be and who the next GM might be. And that's a whole different discussion that we can get into. Actually, I'll get into this right now. I'll say this really quickly, man. The whole beat writers, sending out the feelers, letting the fan base, sending out testers to see how the fan base is going to react to if Brian Daboll is fired and Joe Schoen stays. You guys know where I'm at. I'm right back to where I was at the end of last season, and that's a horrible place to be, where I'm like, you know what, clean house. Get rid of Brian Daboll, get rid of Joe Schoen. You got people arguing within the fan base saying, well, Joe Schoen collected all this talent. Listen, there's a lot of black eyes on all this stuff. Joe Schoen has been okay, horrible, okay, bad, terrible, okay, right? That's my ride with Joe Schoen. Good, bad, ugly, bad, terrible. Okay, that looks like a good pick. Bad, great signing with Brian Burns. Awful. James Hudson, what do we think? It's a roller coaster when it comes to Joe Schoen. And then when you look at Brian Daboll, you're just not getting the job done. So for me, when you look at the history of the New York Giants, fired Tom Coughlin, you kept Jerry Reese. Jerry Reese hires McAdoo, and then both of those guys get fired together. And then you get Gettleman, and Gettleman hires Pat Shurmur. And then, He fires Pat Shermer, hires Joe Judge, and then both of those guys get fired. Like, what are we doing now? We've seen this before. If these guys came in together, let them leave together. That's where I'm at right now. Tear this thing down to the ground, build it right. And guess what? You don't have much to build. You already got the foundation. The foundation is a quarterback. The offensive line is solid right now. You need to re-sign Illuminor. But right now, I like the way this offensive line is playing. But this defense, oh Lord, this defense. Somebody give my defense an identity, please. Brian Burns is trying his darndest to provide an identity for the New York Giants. I'm still waiting on Dexter Lawrence. Kayvon is playing his butt off too. Still waiting on Abdul Carter to have that breakout game, even though he's still playing like a top rookie on the defensive side of the ball. But they need some guidance, especially on the defensive side, and they need a true leader when it comes to a head coach, not just an offensive coordinator with the title. I'm sorry, not just an offensive coordinator with the title of a head coach. And that's how I'm feeling right now. Brian Daboll is probably going to be a fantastic offensive coordinator once again. I don't know where he's going to be, but I need a head coach here, and preferably a head coach that's on the defensive side. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want. But again, we're talking about January. And we're still a long time from January. Hard Knocks right around the corner. Oh, yeah. If you're seeing this early, don't forget we got the Live Tonight Giants War Room, with the Chicago Bears. I got a great guest scheduled to come on from the Bear Cheese podcast. Shout out to my man Justino. He should be on tonight. And yeah, hopefully you guys tune in for that. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.